So I got a code for a little game, little indie game called Lunarium? What? Anyways, Lunarium, and I gotta say, it's I wanted to talk my thoughts on it. Thank you to the devs of Lunarium who reached out to me and gave me a code to play their game. I meant to play it earlier, a while ago, but I got sick for a while, was not feeling up to doing much, other than going to work and coming home for a while before I was my normal self. Now that I'm back, I'm glad that I got reminded to check out their game, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it, a little bit different of a video, you know, not a Nintendo-like video or whatever this time, but I wanted to talk about their game a little bit, because I don't know how many people are on their team. They didn't give me all the info, but I'm very happy that they seen my PAX vlog from last year and reached out to me to give me a code to play Lunarium. Now, this is a top-down game, kind of like Diablo. It's a Diablo-style game, but a little more basic with the controls. It's not like you choose your class or any of that, to my knowledge. You play as one female character with another character with you that has a bow and arrow that you can utilize those attacks with the bow, as well as you got to kind of strategize, which is kind of cool. You have to really strategize how you use her, because you have to charge back up her abilities, whether it's her using her bow just to shoot some regular shots, or she has a charge attack as well, which with that charge attack, you can attack the enemies to do more damage, as well as enemies that have these orb things on them. These dark-like orbs that I don't know the moral of the story here, but these enemies are, I don't know if it's some kind of darkness or what that's controlling them, but I mean, it looks cool. I can say that much. It looks cool and it's fun, and whatever they're being controlled by, there's enemies that have these like orbs on them, and you have to use that charge attack basically to get rid of that orb from them, and that weakens them to where you can actually do your other attacks. Now, control wise, I would say the controls are fairly basic. You have like a XXXY attack, which you do that for the majority of the attacks, but you also, the cool thing about this that's a lot different from something like Diablo, which is a crazy comparison because this is just a little small indie game versus a game like Diablo, which is a massive franchise. Well, one thing that I notice that this has that is something Souls-like, I would say, is a parry system. Now, I couldn't fully get everything down, but there is a parry system where you parry an attack and you do an attack back. But it's kind of tricky when you do an attack back and then you try to parry again, but they get the attack on you first because you did the attack after the parry. So I couldn't quite get the system down very well. The dodging system is kind of neat. Sometimes you have to time your dodges properly in order to not get hit, such as the boss of this demo. The boss is really tricky, and you have to dodge specific attacks at a specific time frame. If you do not, he will stab you and will get you. Now, this demo takes place during Chapter 2 of the game, which is kind of cool that it wasn't the very beginning of the game, because I like that idea of demos that aren't just the beginning of the game and you continue forward when the full game comes out. I kind of like the idea of just picking a random level in the game that, or like a pre-alpha build of a game, to where you don't have to, when you boot up the game, when you first buy it, you either start from where you left off or you start from the beginning again and do that again. It's kind of cool that it's Chapter 2, I guess. So obviously I'm not going to know anything about the characters or anything or how the game started, which is kind of cool. This is basically to introduce you to the game style of the gameplay and what the game is about, and kind of just an idea on what it is. Now, I don't know what this game will be priced. That information has not been provided that I know of. Even when I looked it up, I was curious. It'll probably be like a $20 game or something. It is an indie dev. It's a small game. I don't know how many people are on the team. I did not look up the developer themselves, but I can say that this game is very fun. I really enjoyed. I did enjoy the demo, you know, and I like the idea of it being a more simple-based type of Diablo-style game, just without classes and all that. And I think it's probably more of a story-based indie game. And another cool thing about it is you do get stronger. There is a skill tree as well. I couldn't do anything with the skill tree in the demo because it's just a demo, but There is a skill tree to upgrade skills and abilities, get higher damage. There's items that you can equip to your character to be able to add more damage or different things. And there's probably other weapons and stuff in the game as well. More than likely a lot of different weapon variations to find throughout the game to be able to do more damage and be able to do different type of attacks and stuff with your character. And that's pretty cool. I think I do really like that idea. There is like dark areas that you can't walk through that are blocked off, and you have to use your charge based bow attack in order to do that. There also another aspect that I was like, huh, that's neat, is when you go to sleep on a bench, you come back, guess what, the enemies respawn, exactly like Dark Souls or the Star Wars Jedi games, or there's some other games that do that too nowadays. There's a lot of different games that do that. So I see what these indie devs, I see what they're doing. It's a Souls-like, Diablo-like experience, and that's what it is. And I think that's really cool. Am I going to say, I would say I would support them. You know, this I didn't get to meet the devs in person because I did not go to PAX this year, but my friend Zach, aka Aquatwist, shout outs to him, he went there. He may have talked to the devs, I'm not really for sure, but I told him to go over there and play their game, and he checked out their game, which is awesome. I'm really glad that he went over to check it out, and I'm thankful that someone reached out to me to play their game, because I'm just a very, very small guy on YouTube. You know, I'm not even monetized. I just do this stuff for fun as a hobby on the side. And I'm really thankful that an indie dev would reach out to me on Discord, of all things, to give me a code to play their game. So thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate the fact that I was given a code to play a demo of a game that I couldn't play in person because, you know, I already have other vacation plans this year, and getting the time off and getting paid for it and to go all these trips. It's very expensive. It is not cheap to take trips. It's a luxury, and I'm thankful every time that I can. But I did go to PAX East last year, and I went to PAX West the year before, and I guess some people maybe seen some of my vlogs somehow, and yeah, so I would say Lunarium. I would say maybe to check it out. Now I'm hoping that, as I know you're watching, Lunarium devs, or at least one of you, I hope that you release a public demo in the future after the game is like released. That way people can check it out that maybe don't have a code or don't want to buy the full game yet. I'm hoping that maybe you guys release a demo for the public in the future, either before the game's launch or even after it's out. That way people can try it, see if they like it, and if they like it, then they can buy it and support you. Support your indie developers, guys, because indie devs are some of the best developers when it comes to a lot of different games out there nowadays. And I've met quite a few indie devs, and I gotta say they're pretty cool, very passionate about what they're doing. They are very hard at work, and I think what they do is awesome. And the fact, thank you for reaching out to me to let me play your game. I really appreciate that. And I think that Lunarium it gave me a fun little experience. It's only like an hour-long demo that I played. Actually, I played it a little less than that, but I will say it's challenging to get the movement down, like the dodging and the parrying and stuff. I don't really have any issues with that. I like the challenge. It is challenging for sure. It's got a little bit of a challenge to it. You gotta you gotta have a little bit of a skill to figuring out between parrying and dodging and stuff, or you're gonna die. You do get to heal 3 times before resting on a bench or dying, of course. So that is awesome, and you can also upgrade your health, and you can probably get it to where I imagine you can heal more than 3 times at some point too. Probably up to like 5 or 6 if I had to guess. I'm sure they don't push it too far when it comes to that. They don't want the game to be too easy for you, of course. But I think that the concept of Diablo meeting Dark Souls like game is kind of neat, and with the parry system in there like Sekiro and stuff, and some other games. A lot of games nowadays add a parry system, but I really enjoy these type of like very small secluded games by a very little amount of people that just wanted to make something that people will have fun with for a smaller price than $70 big AAA games, you know. So that's just my thoughts on Lunarium. I really just wanted to check it out and thought I would make a video on it, talking about it. As you guys seen in the video, you see a lot of the gameplay. If this is interesting to you, let me know in the comment section down below. If any other indie devs out there, you know, want to let me try out their games, by all means, feel free. I'm totally open to supporting indies 100%, and I think that more indie developers need a lot more support, and their games are always a good time. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share this around and support your indies, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Later.